Good morning, people. Welcome to another live stream. Slightly different camera angle today. Just testing this out, seeing how it looks. I'm sat in front of a window, so the light should be pretty good. What I'm doing this morning, I'm going to work on a track. Working on a track. I think I started it on stream, and I've done some other sessions on stream on it. The intention is that as I run the channel over time, maybe over this next year, hopefully there'll be a working picture, or there'll be a picture of how I go about literally from the cradle to the grave, if you want, from very first ideas and how I chuck ideas down to right towards the end of the process. I'm going to try something different today and actually see if I can work on 2 tracks in one session. I'm going to do very short sessions and maybe 15 minutes ago on each one. The hack here is that I listened to the tracks yesterday. They're all of these tracks that have been in draft that if you follow my stuff and you watch my streams back after the fact, you might recognise some of them. I think I've worked on all of them on stream. I'm not sure how many I've started on stream. But this morning I've already worked on these 2, Hold Fast and Harmony. And towards the end of the process, I like these rapid fire sessions where I'm not getting too bogged down in the details still at this point. I find all that stuff can come kind of as I start to mix it down and really, really tighten things up. And how many, we've got 6 tracks here, and it might be that I don't decide to, there's already a few that I've just knocked off, like the Selassie one, which I did start on stream. It was actually quite a popular stream, I think, because I chopped some stuff on it, but I didn't save the right version, so I can't. These tracks, I'm making more progress with these tracks right now, and to keep the energy and the vibe going, I'm just going to work on what's working and not retrace my steps at this point. This is the benefit of working on lots of music at once and not just one track, because I get less bored with them and I have more energy for each piece of music because it's retained a level of excitement. And this way, you can just push them on and make small changes in the session. I think the key is to be really clear about what you want to do. So I listened to all of them yesterday and made some notes on them in a Google Doc. It's the kind of thing you could do if you work on your lunch hour, or you could do on your commute if you're commuting at the moment, or just it's working on music doesn't always have to be being in the studio or having an Ableton session, something like that. It can be thinking about it. If anything, it's more helpful because it forces you to really listen to really focus on what you want from the music, or what you're hearing from the music, and not what you're seeing in an Ableton set. So I'm going to work on Dimensional Resort first. And this was one I've worked on this. I worked on this the other week, I think. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of firm up these notes a little bit. So I made these yesterday, and I'm just going to do some kind of checklist we can cross off. Okay. Now the trick here is to be really clear, as I've said, before you start doing the music. So I think that's some of these things aren't checked. They're not checklistable, if you like, or they're not tickable. Like make more of the transition into the Dimensional Resort section. I could probably get more specific about that. Also, doing this kind of list making process, again, this is really a Mike Monday thing, but doing this kind of list making, really granular process with a tune after you've listened to it, it stops you over listening. I make these notes immediately after I've listened to it. It's not when I'm listening to it, immediately after, and kind of just get down the things that have stayed in my memory. And over time, you find you kind of deal with one thing after another, and that's where the benefit of the small sessions comes in, because you've just been ticking these tiny little things off. It doesn't even feel like you've done anything. And then you listen back to it like a few weeks down the line when you've done all these things, you're like, this sounds great, you know, and I didn't even feel like I was working on it. So, get rid of my voice apart from the end and give more low end. That's fine, so I can do that. That'd take like less than a minute. Make more of the transition into the dimensional resort section. So, is the bass too abrupt in its entry? I mean, that's just a question, you know. Make more of the transition into the dimensional resort section. So I haven't demoed the track on stream, and I'm not going to, because I want to keep it rapid fire, and again, the benefit of not over listening, because I probably noticed more things that I wanted to deal with. If you're looking for problems, you'll always find them with your music. Into the dimensional resort section. Okay, I'm going to listen to those in the session. We'll see how we get on with that. So we've just got that one tiny little note. Make more of the transition into the dimensional resort section. So that's probably like fading parts in. I think this is probably the same as well, the bass being too abrupt. So the AO one is a bit, I feel less certain about this one now, which is quite, because you know, it's funny how your mood changes about your music. So make sounds during intro even more sparse in the arrangement. That's fine. There's kind of effects firing off and stuff. I think that can be definitely. Try pitch drop. Try pitch drop 808 during intro. I'm just looking at something about the bass is quite plodding. So I like this. I do think that it kind of sounds a bit. This is quite a good one. Spend 5 minutes trying new bass line parts. If I can't find anything better, I'll just leave it and just export it as it is. If you've got something like that where you're just not feeling the groove or something, it's, you know, it can be down to like, it could be down to the break that I've used, or I think it could be something to do with the release of the 808. It's quite long. Boom, 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 boom. It's quite like, yeah, it's got a high release, and it's probably not as staccato as it needs to be. So, okay. Really, we just have make more of the transition into. Okay, let's get more specific on this. Make more of the transition into the dimensional resort section, which is the bit where it goes all kind of dreamy and fluttery. You won't know what I'm talking about. I think the last stream I did on it is called Dimensional. It's got Dimensional Resort in the title, so look it up. Just trust me for now. Get rid of the voice. Okay, so when you have like a transition, you know, you can transition. You can even like pull parts out. I think you always have finite options as to what you can do. Pull parts out, add parts in, risers, reverse cymbals, effects. You're building the tension before a new section comes in. So make more of the transition into the dimensional section. Spend 5 minutes experimenting with effects, with ways to build. I could definitely be more specific about this. It's kind of still a bit vague. Spend 5 minutes I'd have to listen to it again. which I will do when we're doing it, spend 5 minutes exploring ways to build tension before dreamy simps come in. Alright. So the aim of doing these like rapid fire sessions is that I know I'm not going to deal with everything in this session. I'm not trying to. I'm just focusing on what's come to mind after the last listening session that I did for the track yesterday, and I'm just going to focus on the problems I heard listening back to it. And they're not necessarily mixed problems, they're musical problems. You know, they're ways of, they're moments where the tension could be higher before the release, or something, the impact of a tension release section isn't strong enough. So, okay, I'm just gonna pull this blind up. Hope I don't knock my camera. Ooh, yeah, we're all right. All right, so let's try 15. I'm going to try 15 minutes on this dimensional resort. Okay. I'm going to check in on the comments about Jarson. Hello, mate. How you doing? Okay. No. 15 minutes. All right, and I'm going to start that. There we go. That's running. Okay. So, get rid of my voice. So the dimensional resort me. I think it was this just last one. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what else I want to do that I'm hearing. I'm just going to save this as an version. I want to do some kind of reverse effect with this.
Dimensional resorts.
This is what happens. Well, I'll go off piece as I'm in the session, which is totally fine. I've still got my notes that I've made to refer back to. This is a nice little. I'm going to reverse that, and I'm going to arm that to record, and we're going to record a reverse. Let that fade out. Consolidate that. Command J, Control J, reverse R. Got going on here. Don't forget to reverse that back actually. Focus on these two, okay?
Dimensional resorts.
this only happens once, so like stuff where not sure why that seems so incredibly loud. Cool, that's fine for that one. That's certainly good enough for now. Like only when 5 minutes experiment before the dreamy synths come in. Okay. So is that this is the dimensional resort section where it goes from like this. I reckon we could try like some mad. Yeah, I reckon I'm going to try some like mad cut, like using Reaktor and the VHS Degradation Suite, which is excellent. Okay, then let's keep the pace going. So I'm going to put it on the master bus, turn things down so I don't deafen people. Always keep a limiter on your master channel. Okay, so it's an effect. Really loving Reaktor so far, really loving it. Kind of, I tried, I'm very selective with gear and very protective of like the process I have. I don't like to get new things without consideration. Should it distract me from making music and just, I end up spending more time just trying to learn the gear. But Reaktor's given me a real boost of inspiration actually. So what I want to do is like fade into this kind of almost like it sounds like it's on a cassette or something like that. How about? See if I can make this work. Main thing is to just get the idea down. Hope I don't. Right, so we're going to have dry and then VHS. And then on the VHS version, I'm probably going to do some high cut. I've got a low cut. Something like this. Might do a little tape stop if I can. There's probably something in Reaktor that does that. What we're going to do is I'm going to set up a little chain here. I'm going to get these. I'm going to make the blend, like do a blend. There might be a more refined way to do this, but I just want to hear what it's like when I listen back to it. No, that's okay. So we're just going to have it. So the dry is just at this bit here, and there we go. There's nothing there. Map this there. VHS. So these mics are quite good. God, it sounds legit, that VHS thing. Right. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Hello, mate. Wagon FM. All the way from Holland. My man. Right, okay. So going into automation mode here. On the master. And I just want it for these like for these 8 bars before we switch. Give me the master. Do this. Okay, we can do something. This is good. This is doing what I want it to. Where's the break? We've got this tiny break going on. I want the tiny break to be like well. I'm going to go back to what it is in the master thing. Do that. Something like this. Cool, okay. Going for a tape stop now. It's called pitch and echo. Pitch hacks, not pitch hacks. Pitch drop. See if we can get this to work as we run it. That's the timer. Okay, right. I'm going to try that. I'm going to do this and then we'll export it. Not even there. Like here. Maybe make it longer. Device on, drop activate. Trying to get it to sound like it's gone to VHS and then I've stopped it. That's what I'm trying to do. Feels like it needs to. There needs to be something ushering it back in. Like, oh, maybe you can like. What can we do here? Yeah, maybe. It's getting there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I want it to sound like it's gone to some old school VHS and then I've stopped it and brought in this other section. Right, where's that? I want these to cut as well. You're cutting here. Nice. Yeah, sick. That's exactly what I wanted. That's certainly good enough to listen to after the fact. So I've done the. So we had that. Spend 5 minutes. Okay, that's cool. It's little bits like that can really make a track. Okay, save that. I'm going to export it, and then we're going to do another blast. Quick blast on the other one. 15 minutes on the other one. See if we can do that. Come on, you. I'm going to go to my Trello board and just put in. No, it's not that track. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Just checking in Wagon FM. Yeah, this is kind of what I like to spend time on now. Is like I don't worry about these bits until, well, not worrying. I don't even kind of. I know that I like to leave parts like that to a bit later on when I've got like a broad stroke arrangement, when I've got the kind of framing and all the sections in. Then I like to dig into the bits where I'm like, make it sound like a tape stop, make it do this, make it, and a lot of that comes from like lo-fi stuff. Okay, so done about. Yeah. Oh, you're still on, good. And I like to leave those until. Like this is the fourth time I've worked on this track, and I wouldn't spend time on those finer details until I know that I'm probably gonna finish it, or I'm certainly gonna take it further. 2201. Then I'll dig into the effects like that. It's not worth it spending time on stuff like that until you're more until you're more certain you're gonna move the track on to be finished. Then dig into the details. There would have been a time where I was like, I would have just dug into the details the first time I worked on something. But now I like to get the broad strokes and then define the sections a bit more, and then really get into the funny little sound design bits. I think that's where you can make that's one of the places you can make your voice really, or you can bring your voice out is in these little sound design details and things you might do. Waiting for this to export, and then we're going to work on AO. Given the time, I'm going to try and keep it really brief here. Make sounds during it even more sparse in their arrangement. Try pitch drop. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to do those. Spend 5 minutes trying new baseline parts, or I'll just leave it. Trying to demonstrate if you're really clear about what you've got to do on a couple of tracks. With practice, you can really just focus on those things, bounce it and export it. I mean, I spent probably all told about 20 minutes on this. 20-minute session on a track that's already that I'd already started. I like seeing how quickly I can do a session. Okay, so we're please don't crash. Oh, good. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's load up AO. So I last worked on this on the 10th of January. Let this load up. I'm going to dive straight in. No listening. I'm just going to go straight to the things that I've made a note of addressing. Thursday today. Hope you're having a nice Thursday, wherever you are, or if you're watching back after the fact. Sweet. All right. Let it load up. Bits. There you go. So this has got that hip hop thing. Something about the drop in this. I like all the other elements, but like I think we're good. Okay, so what have I said? Make sounds even more sparse in the okay, that's true. I think particularly it was these 90s effects that I've got going on. I want it to be really sparse, really skeletal.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
I'm just gonna stick it there and try some pitch drop, babe. Thanks, man. Yeah, nice pad. I think I added a lot of effects to some sample. It's got all these like vapor wavy synths, which is just like I'm so into that at the moment. You know, it's like a 5 AM track, and it'll 4 AM track. Morning after driving jungle, as in driving a car. In one of my own things. Jungle bass rack. Go for. I know there's something in the jungle warfare ones. See those? Oh. One of these, isn't it? 808 thing. Ah. Just going to jam it.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo.
Quantize that because it's baseline.
Hey yo.
So what's this? See if I can. We got that. It makes sound. Okay, we've tried pitch drop. Yeah. I find. Okay. Oh, I didn't set a timer for this. Okay, but I'm going to say 1/2 maximum. Yeah.
Hey yo.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of my music is for that time of night, I feel. Wagon FM.
Hey yo. Hey yo. Hey yo.
D minor.
Hey yo.
like that. That was good. Do you make Yannick? You make the bass for external. It depends really. Like this is just for a lot of this, like for a lot of the old school jungle stuff, or that's got that kind of flavour in the bass and the drums. I just use quite classic sounds really. That's just an 808 kick drum. But you can play on a keyboard. I've got a keyboard here. You can't see it. Normally you can see it, but so it really depends. Just gonna leave that for that first part there. Recently I've got to stick with your comment, comment, Yannick. I've got Reaktor recently, and I find for bass lines and for bass stuff, I just like to keep it like if you're kind of after that more modern, barky drum and bass sound, then if you mess with a low frequency sound too much, like with distortion or whatever, you will get rid of the low frequency content of it. You will change it to the point where you don't hear the kind of very low subby stuff, which is why people often talk about layering bass lines, particularly for more modern genres, more modern drum and bass and like neuro and stuff like that. Because like heavily distorting and heavily processing bass sounds often just end up giving you very high frequency sounds as a result. So yeah, try different tools. This is just a sample from the original Jungle Warfare pack, which was like a sample CD from the 90s, made by Zero G, I think. And it's got all the classic stuff on it, like stuff like that, pitch drops. Which is like classic. It's from Dub originally, I think. Yeah. Nice. That's an alternative bass line to this other one that I jammed out. I'm just going to turn that off and keep the rest of the other sounds in, just to see what it's like and if I like what's happening with that. Yeah, man. I'd stick to samples in that case. I'd stick to classic things like just the resample, like I think there's probably one in here. Wrong thing. Yeah, we've got like an 808 there. Some other kind of 808 sound, that kind of donk bass. Another kind of donk thing. That's kind of really good for That's like, you know, like a Moog or something. Pitch drop. Wobs. Wobbles. Subs, just like straight subs. Even that could be used for like to keep it mono. No Reese's in there, but kind of like find yourself a nice resample and just work with that in quite a small octave, quite a small pitch range. Yeah, no worries. My advice, my biggest piece of advice with bass is keep it simple. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep the part simple. Keep it. It really does depend what you're going for as well. But like even like the more modern stuff, like producers get around it by doing a lot of call and response, and there's never very much happening at one time. It's all quite sparse. But for like this old school stuff, I just like less is more for me. Easier to mix, always sounds better. One nice trick to play with yourself is like, how little can I get away with and still, how can I trick myself into thinking there's more going on than there is? Alright, cool. Save as. Good to have you on though, Yannick. I don't know if you've been on a stream before. Good to have you here. Alright, that's done. I'm going to export it now. Oh, right, cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good. Good to have you here. There's probably like staying organised in Ableton. I'm sure I've given away. If you look back through some of my old videos, there's loads of downloads and stuff. Yeah, thanks very much. Thank you very much. Good to have you here. Yeah, check back some of the old streams and stuff because there's loads of downloads, and particularly if you're looking for like old school sounds. So I'm going to render this now, and then I just make a little note I've worked on it. All right, so that's 2 tracks in under an hour working on under. If you can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. 2, 1. Don't be so precious. Try not to be precious with your music. You can always make more. Always make more. You will never run out of ideas. All right. Yeah, so I've worked on 4 tracks this morning. But that's because I was really clear on what I wanted to do before I jumped in. Made kind of like extensive notes. Quite pleased with that VHS effect. See how that comes out in the mix. Wash. Cool. I think I'm going to end it there. Just want to say, yeah, thank you to everyone who's been on this morning. Yeah, and thanks Yannick for the sub yesterday and for dropping in this morning. Also, give my patrons a quick shout out to Simon Meekus, Tom, Marksman, Will, and Varron. Thanks for your support. There is more content on my Patreon if you're interested in supporting the channel, and there's also places where you can buy and stream my music in the description. Yeah, and plenty of other free downloadable content in older videos if you have a watch back through them. Yeah, you too, Yannick. Just give a shout to Wagon FM and Jarson. Jarson here from the start, pretty early on. Been a supporter, been checking in for a long time. Yeah, have a good day, everyone. I am gonna call it there. It is Bandcamp Friday tomorrow, and I'm gonna put out something for that. So yeah, all right. More to follow on that front. Thanks for watching, and I'll